Picture creating a firm generating more than $300,000 per minute, then walking away in fear of it getting too sluggish. That's Google co-founder Sergey Brin. As of 2025, while Google continues to bring in more than $300 billion annually, Brin is quietly instructing teams, be a scrappy startup once more, or risk losing it all to AI rivals. Why would one of the richest people in the world, himself worth more than $100 billion, still act like a poverty-stricken founder in a garage? Today, you're going to get a glimpse at the secret playbook behind Google's culture that continues to print billions 2 decades after it left the garage. And at the end, I'll reveal 5 easy habits Brin employs that you can implement today, whether you have a business or simply want to get ahead in life. Sergey Brin is not your typical tech CEO. Growing up, he spent hours solving math puzzles with his father in Moscow. Then immigrated to the US, he didn't want corner offices. He wanted experiments. When he and Larry Page launched Google in 1998, their philosophy was simple: if the data proves it, we'll do it. If not, kill it fast. That mindset gave us products like Gmail and Google Maps, side projects that became billion-dollar pillars. Here's what Brin calls his edge as a founder, and why it still matters today. 1. Little bets. Frequently. Google experiments constantly. The majority fail quietly, but the successes, like YouTube or Android, now reach billions. 2. Freedom with direction. 5. Or 10-person teams are told, here's what we want to achieve. How you get it done is up to you. 3. Numbers win arguments. No one gets a decision until we can agree on the numbers. That's why a 23-year-old intern would sometimes beat a VP in an argument. These principles enable Google to test hundreds of ideas, realizing most will never be implemented, but the ones that are can reinvent industries. Years out of sight, Brin's back. And he's talking AI. He reminded teams this year, we can't move like a giant. We need to move like a startup again. Why? Because rivals like OpenAI and Anthropic are racing faster. If Google is behind, even slightly, it loses the soul of its kingdom. Search ads worth $175 billion a year. But founder culture isn't all butterflies and rainbows. As Google grew past 180,000 employees, bureaucracy crept in. 2023 and 2024 layoffs shook morale. Some employees said the old googly vibe was lost. Brin knows this, and that's exactly why he's calling for speed. He's seen what happens when traditional giants become complacent. They ignore the next wave. You can see Brin's trace on these today bets. AR glasses, the Gemini AI model, Project Astra. These are bets with both high reward and high risk. Most will not pay off. One might be the next Google search. Google spent $45 billion on research and development alone in 2024, more than any company in the world. So how do you leverage a billionaire founder's benefit without billions in your checking account? Experiment with these 5 simple habits. 1. 1-week experiments. Don't overplan. Just test one hypothesis for 7 days. 2. Tiny teams. Work in tiny teams, even if it's just you and a friend. 3. Pre-programmed kill rules. Define failure prior to starting. 4. 10 times thinking. Ask, what if this was 10 times better than I expect? 5. Data talks. Track numbers, not opinions. Whether it's just views, sales, or time worked, you don't need Google's billions. You just need the will to run infinitesimal experiments and be led by the numbers. Of course, founder chaos isn't perfect. If you're running tight margins, too much risk can sink you. Brin's answer? Sandbox it. Keep the experiments small enough to fail safely, but fast enough to reveal the big win. When Sergey Brin walked into a Menlo Park garage in 1998, he did not see billions. He saw experiments. That same unsettled mind is why, in 2025, Google is still leading the pack, and why Brin figures curiosity, and not convenience, renews riches. So ask yourself, what's the one experiment you're running this week? Because you don't need to be Sergey Brin to think like him. Press that like button if this opened your eyes. Subscribe for more playbooks of billionaires turned actionable. And comment below, which of Brin's 5 habits will you implement first?